You're watching Ask the Expert. I'm Greg Kirkham, and here with Nathan Gallenson, CEO of DBT with Friends, based in good old Sandy, Utah. Hello, neighbor. Welcome to the show.
Hello. We're actually in Salt Lake City, but Sandy is very nearby.
Awesome. Yeah, all the cities kind of blend together occasionally, don't they? So awesome.
They sure do.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's dive right in. Nathan, tell us a bit about DBT with Friends and what you guys are up to.
Sure. So DBT with Friends started in 2020. It's actually co-founded by my ex and I. We went through a DBT program together concurrently in 2020, and it was completely life-changing. And we came out of the program realizing that something that many people who go through dialectical behavior therapy programs realizes, oh my God, everybody needs this. And so we started a peer-led skills groups within our community as an experiment to see if there would be any interest or if it would help anybody. Since we're not therapists, we weren't really sure. And what we found was not only was there interest, there was a great need, desperation almost. And we also found that, that it worked, that it was helping people, and it transformed our community and our friend group to be something that was far more deep and effective and communicative and supportive in ways that it wasn't ever before, and was really profound for us and our community. And so we decided, okay, well, this is working. How do we give this to more people? And so what our goal as an organization is to democratize mental health care access. So, when we went through our program, a DBT program, for instance, can cost upwards of $15,000, $20,000 to complete a program, and insurance does not cover it. And that, unfortunately, is not a problem that's getting better in our society. It's getting worse. And so there's a great need for access and care. And, there's a mental health epidemic, not only in this country, but around the world. And I see most of our issues, politically or when it comes to just all of the issues that society faces, both locally and globally, as mental health issues at their root. And so what we aim to do is to give people access to community and tools that are all rooted in evidence-based therapeutic models. So we use dialectical behavior therapy as our foundation, but we also include modules on things like internal family systems, and plan to add things as we go and have more access to resources and people who know what they're doing to train and make sure that we have group leaders who know how things like acceptance and commitment therapy, for instance, is one that we would like to add. And so what we do is we create little communities that are centered around these peer-led mental health support groups that allow people to get access to not only these skills that are life-changing, but also working with other people in your friend group and in your community who are all working on the same thing and towards the same kind of growth and healing.
Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know what dialectical behavioral therapy is, I studied quantitative behavioral analytics, but for anybody who doesn't know what DBT is, can you tell us a quick high level of what that is?
Sure. So dialectical behavior therapy is an evidence-based therapy that was created by Marsha Linehan. And she created it to treat, some of her clients that were dealt with really extreme emotional dysregulation and a lot of things like self-harm and suicidality, common with people with borderline personality disorder. And what she found, though, is that and what the mental health world has found since then, is that they've done a lot of research on DBT, and it works for, ADHD. It works for people on the autism spectrum. It works for PTSD. It works for CPTSD. And the foundations, the kind of the four pillars of dialectical behavior therapy are mindfulness. Mindfulness acts as the foundation for all of it. So you revisit mindfulness, and mindfulness is baked into all of the skills that you learn in DBT. And then from there, there's interpersonal effectiveness. So dealing with the people in your life, because most mental health issues are social in nature. We are a social species. And then there's emotion regulation, and emotion regulation skills are for keeping, your emotions and your thoughts kind of in check. And so a lot of those are borrowed from more cognitive behavior therapy skills. And then there is distress tolerance. And distress tolerance are skills for when you're in crisis, when your amygdala has hijacked your prefrontal cortex and you're not able to use all of your logic and reason, and you're kind of reacting off of impulse and memory. And so it gives you tools to use bottom-up approaches rather than top-down cognitive approaches to calm your nervous system, to settle the body, so that then you can get re-access to your prefrontal cortex and act effectively. There was one thing that I didn't touch on that maybe the other side of that is what we've been doing for the last 4 years is grassroots, boots on the ground, community organizing, creating these groups, trying to figure out how to train people. And the other side of that, because everybody that's involved in the nonprofit comes from the tech space, is working on apps that support both the community as well as behavior modification over time. And so giving tools that the people who are in the organization didn't have on our own therapy journeys, as well as tools that we can see are very much in need from leading these groups and seeing what our group members need. And so we're trying to marry both the groups, the boots on the ground grassroots side of things with technology solutions to make mental health both fun and addictive.
Absolutely love that. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today, Nathan. To learn more about Nathan Gallenson and DBT with Friends, visit asktheexperttv.com.